Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we close in on show number 500. Since we've been on the air almost 19 years, and probably as long as anybody's been a part of this show, probably as a co-host, just about, has been my good friend Frank Barton. We have shared a lot over the years, and appreciate Frank being in on the third Saturday. And Frank, I don't know about you, but I was pretty inspired to know that somebody at 75 is still competitive. And I know you're just a pup, Frank, but did that inspire you a little bit?
Oh yeah, it kind of reminds me a lot of I was just thinking about the people in the retriever game. And as you know, there's a lot of I would just refer to experienced people.
Yes, yeah.
in the retriever sports
that stay active.
Well over 70 years old and still playing it hard.
Well, I think that Charlie Jones out of Beach Bluff, Tennessee, at 75, still competing in bass tournaments is pretty amazing. Also, pretty amazing is that. Outdoors with Larry Ray has been part of the Tennessee Aquarium and the big theater over in Chattanooga. We have talked many times with this next gentleman, but I always like to talk with Thom Benson because it's going to be positive. There's always great things coming out of the aquarium, and here we go again. Those of us that love to fish those small streams and the Smokies and Cherokee National Forest and all the way up to the top corner in Elizabeth, up in the far reaches of Tennessee, can now be hooked up with the Tennessee Aquarium. But let's talk to Thom Benson right now. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Frank.
A lot of things. Frank is alive. He wants to listen to this because I'm going to get Frank to that aquarium one of these days when them grandkids get big enough. I'm going to get Frank over there, put him on an Indian motorcycle or something. Make him a slingshot, Frank. What a trip that would be. So, yeah, real fun. But I get press releases from Tom, and they're always great because he has lots of information. We use them on our website, lroutdoors.com. In fact, he's just giving us some new things that we'll have posted on the website also. But not too long ago, what I consider maybe a lot of you folks don't really realize about the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute at the aquarium there in downtown Chattanooga, a 3-year plan to restock brook trout.
Yeah.
And
I want to, Larry, I want to encourage all of your listeners to go to your website and your Facebook page to check out the video link that I just sent to you.
Yes,
because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to go way up to Elizabethton and to hike around in the mountains and see some of these gorgeous mountain streams. And so this will give you a sense of just how beautiful that part of the state is. And we live in such a great state. I mean, I've been out in the cypress swamps out there in West Tennessee around Memphis.
Yep,
working with our biologists on alligator snapping
I
turtles.
remember, yeah.
And, done some work in Middle Tennessee and up on the Cumberland Plateau. And just the other day we were up there in Northeast Tennessee releasing 400 southern Appalachian brook trout up there in one of the beautiful creeks that's right up there in the Cherokee National Forest. And we've been doing this for several years, as you mentioned. One of the places that we were working previously was a place called Little Stony Creek. And guess what, Larry? We just found out last year that the fish that we had been putting back in that stream have been spawning on their own. And so
Amazing.
That's a huge success story to have those trout, reproducing on their own. So that gives us opportunities to work in other streams. So this last trip up to Northeast Tennessee, we were at a place called Shell Creek. And this is a really interesting story because Sally Petrie from TWRA, one of our partners in this program, they were doing some surveys on that part of the stream, and they noticed two things. One is that there was a natural barrier where the brown and rainbow trout couldn't get farther up into the headwaters, And that's important because those fish tend to crowd out the native southern Appalachian brook trout. So here's a natural barrier. They noticed that there weren't any of those invasive trout further up, and they recognized an opportunity to establish a new population of southern Appalachian brook trout in this one stream. So these fish, these 400 fingerlings that we put up there, are kind of like little pioneers.
They are,
Hopefully we'll go back there and they'll be reproducing on their own just like they are in Little Stony Creek.
And this was not easy to get to. I could just imagine. I haven't seen the video yet. I look forward to it. But they really had to go through a lot of effort to do this. This just wasn't like when they drive up and stock a lake with catfish.
Absolutely. And I know you and a lot of your listeners have probably been at different kinds of fish stockings, whether it's one where you ordered fish for your own pond on your property.
Yeah.
Or if you've gone
these
to
are
a
in
lake
buckets. I mean, they're carrying these things in buckets going up through the waist-high sawgrass or whatever it might have been. So
and it's for a guy like me in my mid-50s hiking up the stream.
Oh, here we go now, Frank. You hear that? He's hiking in his mid-50s. Now let's get Charlie Jones back on the air again here. I mean, he's 75. We got a retired meteorologist here, already burned out at 55. Here, come on now.
Well, I just don't get out and am as active as some of your listeners. I wish I was, but that's part of the fun.
That's the fun of it,
and hiking these streams, and it's beautiful. So that's why I think people really want to go to your website and your Facebook page to see this video, to see how that process is done. So the fish are, they set them in bags in the stream to acclimate them to the temperature. Typically the streams are pretty chilly. Once that temperature matches the temperature of the water in the bag, it's sort of like when you have gone to the pet store and you buy some goldfish for your tank and you keep them in that bag for a little bit before you release them into your tank. Same thing with this. You acclimate them in the bags, and then they put them back in the buckets, and they hike them up the stream and take 2 or 3 or 4 of them out at a time, and with nets, dip them into the stream in those plunge pools. So every time the water cascades over the rocks and there's a little pool of water, they it's sort of like planting seeds. It's sort of like Johnny Appleseed.
It really is,
You plant some of those trout there, and you hike up a little bit further, and you place some more trout in the stream, and by the time you've hiked a couple of miles, you're out of fish. So
2 hours, drive 250 miles to do this, and in 2 hours it's over. I mean,
exactly.
Because that.
But it's really a wonderful feeling because you know that you have restored a part of the entire ecosystem. You've provided another recreational fishing opportunity, and we're so proud of Trout Unlimited. If you've ever seen anybody driving around with one of those bright blue trout specialty license tags here in Tennessee, Trout Unlimited tag, you know that that guy, whoever's driving around with that license plate, is actually supporting this work because Trout Unlimited uses those funds for these conservation projects like the one that the Tennessee Aquarium is involved with TWRA and U.S. Forest Service and U.S. Fish and Wildlife and Trout Unlimited. So it's a great partnership, it's a great collaboration, and it's really restoring part of our natural heritage here in Tennessee.
I know that's what you guys do, and the aquarium itself, as Frank, as I've talked to Frank about, this is something we've never gone through before, even in my lifetime. What's the situation with the aquarium as far as visitors and changes that maybe you've had to make as far as social distance? Talk about that.
Well, on Thursday we just had our reopening.
That's what I know.
It was great to see people from all over the region coming back to the Tennessee Aquarium, and it was wonderful to be in the buildings and seeing a lot of smiling faces and people, really kind of thanking us for providing an opportunity to escape everything that's been going on and relax and enjoy the exhibits with their families. And, we're so happy to have guests back in the buildings because for more than 3 months, the buildings in downtown Chattanooga have been very, very quiet. Our experts have been doing a great job caring for the animals, and we spent a lot of time during our closure offering educational opportunities through distance programs online, and creating opportunities to stay connected with people and to do some programs because our folks love to interact with our guests, and when the guests weren't here, it gave us a great opportunity to go on Facebook Live and provide connections with our experts and our really cool animals.
So you're open now. What's the changes now? Social distancing. What have we got going on as far as for our folks that may said I'm going to take that trip that I've always wanted to to the beautiful downtown in Chattanooga. So what will they find when they come to the museum, the aquarium?
Yeah, so the main difference right now, Larry, is everybody needs to purchase a timed entry ticket in advance online.
Okay.
And what that allows us to do is to set capacity limits to make sure that there's plenty of room in our buildings to maintain that physical distance of 6 feet as you're going through the experience. And we're choosing the term physical distance over social distance because we take great pride in our guest satisfaction ratings, and we know that even though our staff and volunteers are wearing the masks for the protection of everyone, we can still have a smile behind that mask and be very welcoming and inviting and engaging and still talk to the guests as they're enjoying the animals. And they ask great questions, and we love providing information as they're going through there. So that's the big one, making sure that you get your timed entry tickets in advance. If you are someone who has special health concerns and would prefer that everyone is wearing masks, we have mask-only hours from 9 to 11 each day.
That's cool.
So some people, they really, prefer that everybody that is in the buildings has masks on, so that's an opportunity for them. The rest of the day, we strongly encourage people to wear masks while they're at the aquarium. It's best, recommended by the CDC and the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, we're dealing with that. Yeah,
as a best practice, but we're not mandating it. We know there are some people who would prefer not to wear masks, and some people who have different kinds of health concerns that cannot wear masks, and so we're trying to be accommodating.
I like that. Yeah,
to everyone.
I like that 2-hour stint you got in there. Well, before we let you go, tell our listeners where they can get more information and go to the website, Facebook page. Because hey, I'm telling you, folks, they got cool Facebook. They got a cool website. It's got something all the time. If you get down in the dumps, just visit it. All right, tell them how they get information, Tom.
Yep, you can go to Facebook. It's just Tennessee Aquarium on Facebook, or our website is tnaqua.org. And Larry, if you're missing the aquarium and would like to take a virtual visit, we now have 6 live webcams that people can look in on some of our fish and other animals and enjoy them from a distance.
That's cool.
We'd love to have folks from the Memphis area come out and visit us, and I hope you and Frank come over and visit us sometime as well, and we'll get you out to the Conservation Institute so you can meet some of our biologists and see some of the work that they're doing out there.
I want to do that. Hey, Tom, thank you again for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Stay in touch, buddy. Keep that good stuff coming, folks, okay? Thanks, Tom. All right.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.